I'm muted and shit. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got a special guest in the building coming in by the name of DBL, man. We're gonna check him out. We're gonna give him our ears tonight. We're gonna get a brother our heart tonight. And we're gonna have fun, man. You know, we're gonna conduct this bearded studio interview slash conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like how we do. And we're gonna have some fun. Let's do some good music, man. And you know, good vibes. Y'all know how I like to start every show, man. Let's keep everyone in our thoughts, our prayers, our views, and meditations. Let's keep everyone in our thoughts, prayers, views, and meditations. Let's keep everyone in our thoughts, our prayers, our views, and meditations. And don't forget those 5 key components. Oh, wait a minute. Let me back up. That's people we come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. That's people we're cordial with. That's our family, our extended family, more especially our bearded conversation, our bearded studios, and our bad TV family. Marco, what's going on, my boy? Um, yeah, and don't forget those 5 key components of life, man. Love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. That's love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. One last time, that's love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. And we're gonna E40 that thing, you know, talking about with a little seasoning, and we're gonna sprinkle a little support on that, man. You know, because a little support go a long, 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 long way, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's facts. That's facts, man. Bearded Friday, Bearded Studios, we in the building, man. While we waiting for DBL, man. Oh, y'all, I hope this night be decent. Not because of him. Um, Spotify. Trying to get on this Spotify. I don't know what's tweaking, man. Hmm. You say it says video unavailable. What is he? Hold on. Hey, hold on, y'all. Hold on. He's saying it's saying video unavailable. Uh and we live. Yeah, we live. We live. We live. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me send him the link, y'all. As he's saying it's saying video unavailable. Um, and it's saying video unavailable. Ooh, let me cut that down. And that ain't true because we right here. So what I'm gonna do is this. Sam send his brother's link so we can get him in the building. Oops. Talking about some everything. He said, "Is everything okay?" Yeah, man, I'm live, bro. You know, StreamYard, it's always, you know, if you ain't use StreamYard though, a lot of times, you say you did say Indy or OKC was going 7. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Indy gonna get that. He say who Drake bet to win on what you say who Drake bet on to win? Millie and Change. I don't know, man. Let me see. Okay. I'm on the Spotify. Keep doing some crazy. Okay. Yeah. Uh DBL. I'm on, brother. I'm live. I just sent you the link to your messenger. Um, the link is in the chat. If when you come on, if you're on your computer, you know what I'm saying. The link is in the chat, not the link pinned at the top of the chat. That's a different link, but this link right here, that's on the screen. Hit that link, follow the prompts, and it'll bring you in the building, brother. Come on, it'll bring you in the building, brother. And then he sent me the link to his page, y'all, but
Right, yeah. Blasting my writtens. Should I put the
okay. All right, I got it. I got it. But these look like they quit. I don't got it. Oh, there you go. Bam. There you go. There you go. There you go. Alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. What's going on, brother? How you feel?
What's up, man? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah,
What happened?
my
It said I
apologies, man.
wasn't live?
No, it's a weird connectivity issue. I'm at the hospital right now with a loved one and it denied access, so I had to join with my phone's Wi-Fi. It was just being weird.
Okay. 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 Okay.
I
Okay. Well,
appreciate what's up, everybody. It's good to see y'all on DBL and Bearded Combos. I appreciate you having me come by, man.
man, most definitely, man. Most definitely, man. You say you in a hospital, brother?
Yeah, I have a loved one dealing with some stuff, so I had to
Okay,
step
all
in
right,
so
bro.
that
I thought, man, condolences, brother. I hope everything go well, with everything that's going on in the hospital, brother. I'm
I feel
sorry to hear that. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, and listen, I appreciate
right.
you too, brother. I didn't know you was gonna have to go. I didn't know this, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know your situation and you was gonna be in the hospital. Like, I mean, I know, but man,
Well,
situations
I
get better.
appreciate it a lot, man.
Mm.
I appreciate it a lot. You know, with these things happen, but we get through them. That's all we can do.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
facts, man. So, man, and like I say, man, we gonna be keeping your loved one in our thoughts, prayers, views, and meditations, and hopefully, well, I ain't gonna say hopefully, man. Whatever's wrong with them, it'll be all right. You know?
I appreciate that, and
Yes, sir.
my
Yes, sir.
prayers and everything to your family too. Absolutely.
Well, big ups to you, man. DBL in the building tonight. So, before I get to interrogation, you can introduce yourself to the people. Tell the people who you are, where you from, where they can find your music before I start interrogating you. Let you introduce
Let's go.
yourself to the people.
I appreciate it, and I'm down for whatever questions. So, y'all, my name's DBL. I'm based out of Martinsburg and Shepherdstown, West Virginia. I've been doing rap in some form or another since 2013. I had a name change in 2020 to DBL with my first EP is DBL, but right now you can find all my music on DSPs, whether it's Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, um, even YouTube. I have some stuff on Bandcamp, and I think I still have some stuff on SoundCloud, but that's my old stuff. But if anybody's like wants to ever kick it, you can find me on Facebook.com/DBL304. I'm on Instagram at all lowercase DBL that dude. I love talking with people. Don't ever be a stranger. Just feel free to hit me up in the DMs if anybody follows me from here. And you know what? Like, even if you just want to say hi, I will say hi back.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Good spirit. Good spirit. Oh, you say you down there in Virginia, huh?
West Virginia, actually.
West Virginia. Say difference. Say difference. I don't with y'all, I know how y'all Virginia folks is, but it's the same difference to us city folks.
I feel you. Now,
Yeah.
West Virginia. I live like right on the border of West Virginia and Maryland, so it's about an hour and a half from DC and Baltimore. So I've
Okay.
done some stuff in Baltimore and DC. Shout out my Baltimore folks, Black Los, Cool Green, Billy Live, and all of Wisdom Court Entertainment. I try to travel up the East Coast and hit up New York and the Pennsylvania area as much as possible. Trying to get down south more too. I actually have a show coming up in North Carolina. I've never performed there, so I'm really stoked about that.
Mm.
It's a good little launching pad because I can get into the cities, but where I grew up, there was a cornfield across from my school and stuff,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
makes that
So
deal.
let's get to it, man. So okay. So Virginia, man. So is it a small town? Would you say it's a small town in West Virginia where you from?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
The town I grew up in, I joked about in a song that it's 2 blocks by three. It's a small little town. It has a college in it. I went to school there, and I think like with the college, we maybe break 5,000, but without the college, it's a population of 800.
cool.
Little town, you know. You know.
Small town. So how you get into music then? So was music heavy in that small town, or was it a family member, mom, father, grandmother, grandfather, somebody? What gave you your first taste and your first love of music?
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, a little bit of all the above, but my small town had a really rich music scene. Like there
Mhm.
were a lot of bands playing all the time growing up. House parties, little block parties, just random shows at little venues and pop-up stuff. And you'd see bands come through and artists coming through that were touring from all over the place, and it was like so awesome to see people coming to your small little podunk town and just playing. Um, the whole hip hop thing started really because like I always loved hip hop, but like I had a friend of mine who was really, really into it. Like he was the go-to guy for making beats at my school, and like we used to like skip our third period history class after jazz band and just jam and stuff, just getting into stupid stuff senior year.
Yeah.
And I'd been in bands, and like I also play guitar and bass guitar.
I was getting yeah, I was gonna get to that too. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I,
So you
I, I
play
love.
so you
Go
play
ahead, my man.
instruments. You say you play the bass and guitar?
I make beats too. I
Oh,
made a
that's
I
what's
made
up.
a good
Multi-talented, brother. Okay, I see you out here, man. I see. So how long you been playing the bass and guitar?
oh man, 17 years. Um,
17 years? Okay.
yeah, it's given me some beautiful opportunities. I'm minored in jazz bass in college. I got to play
Mm,
my friend's wedding, first dance wedding song at his wedding, things like that. It also just gave me a real love and understanding of music. And when I decided to get into hip hop, like I'd always, in class when you and your friends are spitting a little cipher in the back of class because it's a boring day, or maybe you wrote a verse or something because you wanted to jump in because your friends were rapping at a party. And like I always did that. I also always wrote poetry, and that was cool. But then I remember like what really started it is my buddy gave me a copy of FL Studio, the beat making
mhm,
software. And I
mhm,
got it
mhm.
because one of the curses of being a local musician in a small town is if you're good, you're in every band. So all my drummer friends, when I was like, "Yo, I want to record a soul album," well, buddy, I'm in 5 bands. I have no time. So I was talking to the
Mm,
friend who I used to skip class with, and I was like, "I need to figure out a way how to make some good drums." And he was like, "Free Lips," and I was like, "Okay, let me do this." And so I opened up the program. I got it from another random friend I was talking to him about. He was like, "Bro, I have a copy of that on my flash drive right now if you want it." Just totally serendipitous. And I was like, "Let's do it."
mhm.
From there, it was just, you know, sky's the limit. Spending up late nights trying to figure it out, writing my rhymes, learning new stuff, studying the YouTubes. Then from there, I started trying to get on shows, and for a little while, I moved up to New York City and was part of a collective called Rhymes on Deck Entertainment. That was a
Okay.
beautiful time. It taught me a lot about like the real grind and what it takes to make a vision come to life. Because we tried to start our own YouTube channel and stuff. Um, Moved back to West Virginia in 2018. Was a little down and out for a while. Then I got a good job that had some time off, and I was making enough money. And I was like, the same friend who was used to skip class with and all that had actually
Mhm.
given me a set of beats that were really good beats to the point I was nervous to even record them. And so finally, when I had my money up and the time, I was like, yo, I was like to my friend who had a studio, like, yo, can I come and record? And I got in there, recorded, released my first CD as DBL called it Ghost Stories, and just became a studio rat and just tried to get on every show I could. And I'm still here to this day.
Right. Okay. So now, like you said, coming from a small town, and like you say, you get your music from your house parties, or the guys that might be your homies around you listening to certain things. What type of music was growing up? What type of music were you listening to? Like, what was played in the house parties? What was the hip hop scene in Virginia? What was the music? Who were the artists that was being listened to down there?
Man, I mean,
Or
it
was it
felt to
just
me
local?
like no,
I'm
it was
sorry.
everything. It was
Okay.
everything, and that's okay, man. It's your show. If you wanna interrupt me with a question, I am an open book. Because for me, I was like a sponge. I absorbed everything. Like, if there was somebody playing at a restaurant or a bar or a little venue, I would go. So I'd see, like, everything from heavy metal to acoustic to even, like, country bands. But then, like, hip hop wise, I mean, it was pretty crazy too, because I had my friends who were all into, like, Lil Wayne and Gucci Mane and later on Waka
Mhm.
Flocka, and, like, I remember when, Waka's producer Lex Luger took over and, like, you couldn't walk down the street and not hear that, like, like,
Yeah,
sound coming
yeah.
from somebody's
Mhm.
car. But then my other friends were really into the more, like, I don't want to say artsy, but like for the sake artsy rappers like MF Doom and Blue
Oh
and
yeah, MF Doom
Kid
hard.
Cudi. I love MF Doom. I love MF Doom. You know, like
Oh, he hard.
he's
Hey,
you know,
R.I.P. MF Doom, man. He
yeah,
hard.
rest in peace, and it's still all caps when you spell the man's name.
Mm,
So what I always have said is I try to take these Southern ideas and these like more East Coast artsy ideas and just blend them together because I felt like my area didn't really have its own sound. And us being on like the Mason-Dixon line near the cities, but still country, but not super like country at the same time. I wanted to represent everything. So I'll like, I might start off writing a song on acoustic guitar, but translate it to a bunch of different synthesizers. It might go from being like a trap hi-hat pattern to all of a sudden you just have some like hard boom bap drums kick in. The
mm.
same with my rhymes. I don't try to hide that I have Southern heritage, but I also am like, everyone has always thought I was from New York because I'm Italian. So I lean into that too. And I'm just like,
You play both sides of the field.
I play both sides of the field. Yeah, I want
Hey,
to create like a whole collage of everything. That's
right.
my big goal.
Right. So you said you you when you went to college you did jazz and you were in jazz in high school. So why not jazz? Like don't get me wrong, I love hip hop, but why didn't you take that jazz route? Why as far as being, like, in a band just being a jazz player or jazz
Man,
musician?
that's a good question. I think I always have loved like once I got into doing jazz music, I love jazz. I played upright bass and I loved studying the theory and everything. But like for me, it was just like I wanted to always do my own thing. And I wanted my artistic ideas to be fully fleshed out and represented. So it's like I could be, a pretty solid bass player in a jazz duo or a jazz combo. But
Mhm.
like if I even wrote my own song or something and brought it in, like even back when I was in rock bands, it was just getting torn apart. Like people would be like, "Oh, we can't do that sound. Maybe we'll use a part of it to the chorus." Oh, what's up, Straight Savvy? I love Jay Davenport, man. He's the one who connected me with you. Actually, I need to holler
Yeah,
at him.
yeah.
But
Big ups to Jay, man. Big ups to Jay. What up, Jay? What's going on, my boy?
for me, it was just like it just something about hip hop just drew me in, man. I can't explain it. I was addicted to it, man. I felt like it was a place I could be honest, it was a place I could be me, but also stick out. And at the same time, like once I started, I couldn't stop. Like it was like I was either studying lyrics or studying new mixing techniques or looking up records. And then like when I figured out the way that jazz kind of played into hip hop's musical tree, that intrigued me even more. Like whether it's improvisation, the art of freestyling, or like what groups like A Tribe Called Quest and like producers like Jay Dilla did. And
Mhm.
I realized like, when you love something, you don't let it go. And it's like I could just keep being a part of a group or a part of something, or I could just give doing my own thing a shot. And I
Right.
just got started and just kept going.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think about today's music as far as what's going on today? Do you like any of today's hip hop? Any artists in today's era, you know what I'm saying, that touch your fancy that you be like, okay, I can listen to him or I like his style. I like what he got going on. Any today's artists? I know I heard you about I could tell your influence is all backed up, but we want to see if you like some of these guys today. Do you like some of these guys today?
I do. I mean, like, for one thing, I
Give me
never
some
really
names. Give me
tried
some names.
to
Give me some names. Give me some names.
give you some names. I mean, I'd say like more recent folks that have come out. I really rock with that Mexican OT.
Okay, he
Um,
decent. He decent. He decent. I like him. I like him.
BFB the Pac-Man a lot. I just think like he um he plays on an area of like shock and like kind of pushing the Detroit sound in a way we haven't really heard.
Mm.
And it's just fun. Like sometimes you don't need to like be preached at in your music. You just need to shut up and vibe.
Vibe,
Um,
yeah.
out of Atlanta, I really rock with, Jid. out in Dreamville. You know, shout out to Jid. And sometimes I'll even just listen to like anybody from like Lil Uzi Vert to like Future and Young Thug. I was getting really into Young Dolph before he passed. Rest in peace, Dolphin. That was a rough day for all of us. And
Yeah, man, I hated that. That was real tragic. I didn't get into Young Dolph until after he died. A lot of people was listening to his music. I didn't catch a wave and hold on until afterwards. And I started because at first I really didn't care for him, but afterwards, and after he passed and I started listening to his music, I'm like, damn, he got something going.
yeah, well, I
Uh,
mean, the thing is, like, I feel like, it's losing artists is terrible. I mean, I felt like for a couple years we were losing both the older and the younger generation, and I really
yeah,
hated that because it
yeah,
was like you had older artists like Doom and DMX and Prodigy who were passing away. Rest in peace to all of them. But then like you had these younger artists, everybody from Little Peep to Extentacion to Juice World, who were passing away too. And it's just like, okay, the old guard is leaving this earth. The new guard is suffering from the same problems we've been dealing with since the before the 80s and 90s. It's
yeah,
drugs and violence. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it just hurts because it's just like, all right, who's gonna keep carrying the flame? And like what I always tell people, because people like I always have felt like the middle child. Like I have my old heads being like, I like the way you are, and my young cats being like, man, you like bring that old style back. But it's like to me, it's like I'll talk to the younger cats. Like one of my buddies, nihilistic music. Shout out to nihilistic. He's like more of a trap metal artist, but like he loves my style because it reminds him of like stuff he grew up on, like Atmosphere and Aesop Rock. Um, Meanwhile, like my other friends who are older than me, like think my style sounds like MF Doom and stuff. And to me, it's like you can talk to a lot of these SoundCloud rap kids, and they have some of the craziest bars on boom bap beats hidden away in their SoundClouds. But then you might see somebody like Big Daddy Kane during his verses with KRS-One, he started rapping over a trap beat. So it's like I don't really see anything as like, oh, that's stupid. I can't believe he put auto tune over an 808 and called it hip hop. Like, I'm like, first of all, hip hop was always supposed to be rebellious. So I think it's
yeah,
good that you kind of are having some people mad that it's changing. Like,
yeah.
it's like,
That's
no,
right.
like at some point we all get old and like our tastes get dated. So if the young kids are kind of like rubbing you the wrong way and they're not doing something totally stupid, good. Like
Yeah,
it needs to
yeah,
keep challenging the status quo. Otherwise, it's just
yeah,
stagnant. Like
yeah.
because it's got to keep going straight up.
Yeah.
So
Hey, one
I
so
thought,
one of my moderators asked, "Do you listen to any Chicago artists?" He said, Do you have a favorite Chicago artist?"
man, I love Chicago artists. I mean, old school wise, my biggest influence when I was growing up was actually Common. Um, I loved Common because, like, yeah, he could be really poetic and beautiful, but he also isn't afraid to like diss somebody and start beef with somebody. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of the
yeah,
balance I try to have as an artist. Like, yeah, I want to take you on a journey and like get you involved in my story and tell other people's stories and like try to point out things I think could be better with the world. But like if it's go time, it's go time. But I love like all kinds of Chicago artists. Like I had Kembe X actually on a remix of mine. It's called No Vacancy, and I featured him and Stolly and Four Eyes from Atlanta. Um, but then dude, I love like a lot of Chicago artists. I mean, whether it's been like Chief Keef or the G Herbos. G Herbo just put out an amazing album where he sampled a bunch of old beats and rapped over it. Everything from like Duffel Bag Boy to like old Dipset tracks. I'm happy to see Keith got his flowers. Big rest in peace to Frito Santana because I think he would have been a household name.
yeah, yeah. Fredo,
And
Fredo was nice. He was nice.
he was, man. I mean, how many
Yeah,
how many drill rappers do you know how to track with Kendrick? Like
yeah, yeah. Fredo was
it's
nice. Yeah, he
he
was
was,
nice.
man.
Mm.
But I mean, actually, I think like the Chicago rapper I looked up to the most, which it's very typical to say, and he's not popular because he's doing a lot of crazy stuff. But it was honestly Kanye, man. Like I studied a lot
Uh,
of Kanye's
I
production.
rocks with Kanye, man. I rocks with Kanye. Big ups to Ye Ye, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what he
Yeah.
changed his name from Kanye to Ye Nay Ye Ye. So big ups to Ye Ye.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, like I know he's doing a lot of weird stuff, but like I mean, from college dropout all the way through Donda, I always found stuff that was incredible on all his albums. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, now he's doing the weird stuff, like he's like showing up with his wife butt naked and showing up on interviews in
I
black
mean,
Klansman outfits. But like,
I would say, but I wouldn't necessarily say any of those things are weird because you got to think about it. Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? This is entertainment and he's into fashion design. So a lot of those things that
that's
she
true.
did wear, though those things were already being wore in Europe. Like those crazy outfits. Come on, man. I know you didn't see some of these fashion shows. A lot of these things are so it was so that's what I'm saying. So now that he wants his wife to wear it's crazy or he going I'm not saying that he's not, bro, but I'm just saying that's some things that and that Black Klansman, that was a strategic thought out plan. I don't think that
Mhm,
was some shit to be done for just happenstance or just something to be doing just to be doing it. I think he had a purpose and a reason behind it. You know what
mhm,
I'm saying? I honestly believe that. And I don't think he's as crazy and as nutty as everybody think he is. I think, like I said again, I think this is him just trying to be relevant or just trying to stay, you know what I'm saying,
mhm,
current with what's going on and keep his name buzzing out there. So and then on top of that, we know he's eclectic. We know he's eccentric. We know he has a great musical mind. Some
mhm.
people would some people would beg to defer because a lot of people like to call Kanye a genius. I think he's a genius when it comes to this music and creativity. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Even
Yeah.
throughout his mental illness and his autism or whatever he says he suffers from, that brother has a great musical mind. Like you said, the college drop. I love everything Kanye do. Everything he do. It's different. It's fresh. It's refreshing. It brings a certain
Mhm.
nostalgia. It ain't necessarily got to be about shaking your ass, the booties, the hoes, the guns, the drugs, the this, the that. It's different. And I like that. And it's hip hop. Even though he came out and
Yeah.
said that, he did the hip hop to come up in the game. I don't give a hell what he did. I like it as hip hop. So, I best with Ye. So that's one of the best. Because that was my next question. Who are some of the people that, musically, who influenced you? So Kanye, we know for one. So that's a great, great, great,
Mhm.
great, great choice. So, who are some of the other musical artists, past or present, that influenced your musical taste? It could be jazz, country, whatever. I know like you say, you've been in bands. So, I mean, let us know. Let us into into DBL. You know what I'm saying? Who are some of your musical influences, man, and that you take from?
No, and I actually appreciate the Ye love because I do think he's a genius. I mean, some of the stuff that he sonically and creatively does. I mean, like nothing he's ever done has not been really thought out and calculated. It's just like you gotta sit back and watch it. And there's like different stuff that he does. And so like I think that's one thing I like about him is he's an artist you can really study. And like one of my favorite things is when he did that one song where it was like I forget what it was called, but it was like he didn't even rap. He was just like, yo, poopity scoop or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
Like it was
poopity scoop, poopity.
well, it was crazy because like that beat was meant for Drake, and then the whole Drake Pusha thing happened. And in a
Oh,
way,
take me in
that
the
was
face.
Ye being like, I can get the whole world talking about me just acting a fool on this beat that you want. And so like just even little moments like that, I'm like, wow, that was the art of war. But Kanye is a big influence for me. Producer wise, I loved Clams Casino's work. He was one of ASAP Rocky's producers, and like ASAP Rocky was kind of like the first artist whose vibe I was like, I kind of want to start to make music like that. Obviously, my style evolved, but I really vibed with him. Early on, I listened to a lot of Biggie Smalls and Ludacris growing up. Shout out to Biggie, rest in peace. Shout out to
Biggie,
Luda,
yeah, R.I.P. Biggie Smalls, man. Yes, sir.
man. But I studied Jay Z a lot. And then like out of like more modern artists, I mean, all of Top Dog Entertainment's camp, whether it was Kendrick, or Schoolboy Q or Ab Soul,
Oh boy,
even like the next generation,
absolutely.
like Isaiah Rashad, you know. And I'd say, you know, outside of hip hop, I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of metal and rock, so like I love still going to those shows. So like there's certain bands I've seen live a couple times, like Beartooth and like Slipknot and country rise artists like Tyler Childers, and I even vibe with reggae a lot, you know, like
Yeah, reggae,
not even
reggae.
just
Yeah,
rock,
I'm getting into reggae. I'm trying to get into that reggae, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get into that. You don't like Nirvana, Alice in Chains? You know what I'm
oh no,
saying?
I love grunge.
Okay,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
grunge.
yeah.
I
Rolling Stones. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I
The
I
Who.
mean, oh, the Who and Rolling Stones were like
Yeah,
some of my
man. Them my
favorite.
groups, man. Yeah, I
Like,
love that type boy. Yeah,
like
yeah.
I I could talk about all the artists I love for like easily another 3 hours. I mean, everything from Pink Floyd to
Oh,
John
oh,
Coltrane to
Pink Floyd. Oh, did you say Pink Floyd? Pink Floyd is one of the greatest. Man, I don't care what nobody say. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off.
hmm
I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Pink Floyd is one of the greatest bands ever. And y'all heard it right here first on Bearded Studios. Pink Floyd is one of the greatest
right here, right
bands
now.
ever. You hear me? Ever.
No, Pink Floyd's incredible. I mean,
Mm.
one of my favorite, like the rappers, that one of the rappers that I think is like one of the true definitions of a goat was Scarface, and like that's his
Ooh.
favorite band. Like I've seen him live playing covers of like "Wish You Were Here" and stuff, and I'm like, when your influence extends beyond like Nietzsche's, that says everything. Like, I mean, you mentioned Nirvana earlier. I actually just saw Wu-Tang Clan. My girlfriend bought me tickets to see Wu-Tang Clan run the Jewels in Baltimore. They covered "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Wu-Tang Clan did. They got their band to like play the chorus and stuff, and it's like
Oh, you
that.
living life, baby. You out there living life, baby. Yeah, the
I'm
woo.
trying
Man,
to,
I love you already, man. You say the woo, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
uh,
Oh
it was
yeah.
the last tour they're doing, man. If I missed it, I would have kicked myself. But Mr. Cool said Darius Rucker. You know, I really like Darius Rucker's work too. I think his band Hootie and the Blowfish is kind of coming back because I just heard them featured on this song. I think it was called Bottle Rockets or something. But like he can oh what up, Ash? That's my girl Ash. But like there's just I don't know, man. I could seriously sit here and list probably a cool 100 bands and artists that influenced me. And the thing is like there's the stuff you that's new, there's the stuff you go back to, and then there's the stuff
Mm-hmm.
you forget about and re-explore. Like
Mm-hmm.
recently I got on a big Kid Cudi kick because I forgot how much I liked his first two albums. And that that man, like I know he's done some like really experimental stuff, but Man on the Moon 1 and 2 to me were like so ahead of their time, but also right on time. And you know, like I could talk about Cudi all day, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm a slight Cuddy fan, but he got a little bit too weird for me, man.
oh
Cuddy got
yeah,
Cuddy got a little bit too weird for me, man. But I
he
still rock
did.
with him. Yeah, he got weird. He got weird as hell, man. Cuddy went somewhere and just, you know what I'm saying, he elevated and enlightened and took it to a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? I rock with Cuddy, man. You know, and don't get me wrong, I ain't knocking I don't want to call it weird, but you know, I'm just, you know, but man, you know, he just went somewhere else with it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Cuddy gonna be Cuddy. He gonna be Cuddy. He ain't came out with nothing lately, have
Yeah,
he?
I don't think so.
No, I don't believe
I'm
so.
trying to
I
think. I
don't
think the
think so.
last big project he did was Kids See Ghosts with Kanye, you know.
Mm, mm,
And you know, sometimes you just gotta let your artists be artists. I mean, like, but the thing is when you look at like music in general, you'll find a lot of different things that kind of line up. For instance, I remember one of the wildest things I ever read about Young Thug is he doesn't write down his lyrics; he draws pictures. You know who else did that? Was David Bowie. And
Wait. You say he draws pictures?
instead of writing down his lyrics,
That's something I didn't know.
yeah, I learned it from studying his engineer Alex Toomey, and there was this whole thing where like I went to go see this exhibit of David Bowie after he passed, and they talked about how he didn't really write down his lyrics. He just would draw like these little sketches while he was working on a song, and then tell the story
Mm,
when he was
interesting.
recording. And that's one thing I always point out is like just because somebody does something weird or different doesn't mean like it's not a good idea. Like I was thinking about a way to kind of summarize it, and basically, um, I don't really believe in bad ideas. I believe in ideas that aren't polished enough yet. I
Right.
mean, as an artist, there's times I take years on a song just because I'm like, it's just not right yet. And then like, even when I think I'm done, my manager might say something. Um, Mr. Cool said 2 Chains. I actually really love 2 Chains. Like I remember like all my rap cat friends were like really mad at like how he would say stuff like, I wish a dude would like a kitchen cabinet and stuff. But like, I mean, anybody who's done stuff with like everybody from Jadakiss to M to, I mean, Ye, obviously, Scarface, John Legend. I mean, like, there's a reason why that happens. And it ain't just because of like paper crossing palms. Like,
Yeah.
talent
You
is
know,
talent.
yeah, 2 Chainz double entendre, and his cadence and off key, when he dropping his bars, a lot of people, you might miss the double entendre or the bar, and also because it's off key, but not only because it's off key, because of that southern dialect. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mhm.
if it was coming from somewhere else, or and it said, and I'm sorry because it took me a minute to get on 2 Chainz because I wasn't on him, but once I got on him, I'm like, damn, he talking saucy. It's just you gotta.
Mhm.
You gotta understand what he's saying. I mean, and it don't take a rocket science. It's just sometimes, due to that dialect and that off key that he be on, you miss it.
Mhm.
But 2 Chainz, man, hey, 2 Chainz be
Uh,
snapping. 2
he,
Chainz be doing his thing, man. I rock with 2 Chainz hard.
I got to see him at Blue Ridge Rock Fest 23. He played an after party. And I kind of forgot just how many hits he had. But, obviously he had, the big ones like Birthday Song, and someone mentioned Feds Watch It. But then he's pulling out
Mhm.
That's a Vibe. He's pulling out Good Drank. He's pulling out, did he do One Day at a Time? No, he did his verse on Mercy. And you're just like,
That album
man,
with Wayne, even the album with Wayne. And speaking of Wayne, did you like the Carter 6? Cause I feel the
you
same way. Yo, that side,
you know,
I feel the same way. I already know how you going I feel the same way. That side, because you wanna love it and you gonna say, "Yeah, I like it, but it's Wayne," but he did go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I'm right there with you. It is Wayne, and like I think I would have liked it a lot better if it wasn't named as part of the Carter series.
I said
And I also
talk to the
Mhm.
people, man. I said the same thing. I ain't not the country. I said, listen, if he was gonna do that, he shouldn't have put the Carter 6 on it. He should have dropped that as a like a collective ass album from all the genres of music that he tried to partake in and just put it together like that.
Yeah,
I think the Carter 6 should have been a specific dedicated album and he should have killed it. Not saying that this one wasn't good. I don't know, man. I don't know if it was the production or the song choices that it seemed, and it wasn't thrown together, but it
mhm.
just seemed thrown together.
That's what I said. I felt like it was a lot of outtakes and different ideas he was throwing at the wall. And I swear to you, if he named it like Funeral 2 or I Am Not a Human Being 3, like people wouldn't have been as negative reacting. Because like people are like I listened to it fully and I can't lie. I don't think it's nearly as bad as a lot of people said. I think it has its moments. Like there's this one bar where he makes a donkey sound, and I was like, Wayne, come on. But like the thing, like, I've been a fan of Wayne since like I was getting mixtape tracks on mixed CDs my friend would make me
Yeah.
with Kendrick when he was still known as K Dot and J Rock. And like obviously we all remember like how the Carter 3 ruled the world for like 2 years. And then like but the thing I've always loved about Wayne is he's not afraid to just go for it. Like he made that whole rock album Rebirth back in the day, and people panned it, but every rapper wants to be a rock star now, and I think that was a big reason. I mean, he's had an incredible feature run the past couple years. I mean, I don't think he's dropped a bad feature since 2021, but like you also got to realize, even though he says, I am not a human being, he is very much a human being. And sometimes you just run out of steam. And it's like, sometimes you also just want to have fun and rap on the weird beats to show you can do it. And I think that's what he did, because like, you compare that to what he just did with 2 Chainz with Collie Grove 2, like, that to me was a very slept on album, Collie Grove 2. You had 50 Cent hosting it. Every guest did their thing, from Benny the Butcher to 21 Savage. Litany of the best producers in the game. And then like, Carter 6 came out, and like, I think if he maybe had dropped a track or two and maybe like thrown on some like more throwback stuff that sound like Let the Beat Build or 3-Peat or something, it might not have been as heavily criticized. But I don't think it's going to be one that people look back on and they're like, oh yeah, that was the Carter 6 era. And that is okay. Like, I think like artists deserve to, like, if you don't have a couple misses as an artist, I don't think you're really like pushing yourself as an artist. And I hope he goes and does a Carter 6 tour, and all y'all who talk trash about him buy tickets to it just to see the classics, like, that's all.
Yeah, Marco says Tupac was my favorite rapper. All Eyes on Me too. Album was CD was it? Yeah. Mr. Cool says, I can't believe Wayne made that song How to Love. I like that How to Love. I like that song. Hey, but speaking of them, let's get into you, man. I got a song pulled up right here called Nostalgia. Tell us a little bit about this Nostalgia.
Oh man, so Nostalgia is my latest song. I made the beat with my buddy Jaro Music. Shout out to Jaro Music out of Frederick, Maryland. He and I, we've done a lot of work together, whether as an engineer or a beat maker. And that's me playing guitar on it, and I helped program the drums. I played the bass on it, and I remember when we got done with it, we just kept playing the beat over again in the studio. We were like, man, this is something special. And so the first line, no Frank Ocean, but my nostalgia's on ultra, I've been juggling that around for a second as a line, and I laid it, and then I sent it to my friend The Reason. Shout out to The Reason Bars. He was originally from my area. He's based out of Florida now, and I've been trying to get him on a track for damn near a decade. And I was like, nah, like, I think you need to be on this. He laid his verse, and then I had a hell of a time getting somebody else on it. Like, I sent it to multiple different artists because I was just like, I really think it sound cool as a posse cut. And like, I heard so much different stuff, from like, I don't like the beat, to it's too soft for me, to I can't get deep like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just laying a third verse. Forget it. And so I hit the studio. Shout out to my boy Dip at Too Hot, Too Heavy Entertainment, or Too Hot, Too Heavy Studios out of Martinsburg, and laid the third verse, and the rest was history.
That's what's up. Do you be on? Are you familiar with BandLab?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know a lot of people be networking and doing their thing on BandLab. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you say too soft. Well, let's get to it, man. Let's check out this Nostalgia, man, and see what it is, man. World premiere Nostalgia right here on Bearded Studios with DBL, man. We in the building tonight, y'all. We having fun, man. We ain't checked out his music yet. Let's rock, y'all.
Y'all in for a treat. Let's rock out, y'all.
They say life is some sort of journey, but sometimes you just gotta stop and look around. It gets crazy. No Frank Ocean, the nostalgia's on ultra. No MK, the things I think are hard to comprende. The last 30 plus have been full of running amok and raising havoc like a spasm when you're flirting with your crush. I will say it gets better, but before that it gets worse. That's okay though. Fuck the world, it's perverse. The powers that be wanna make you so weak and make your future as bleak as a short black hearse. But don't get me wrong, there's power in being the underdog and not letting the things inside eat you alive like hogs. You gotta light the feeling to ignite the healing, cause if you fight the feeling, it makes the spite appealing. And heightened feelings are alive and reeling so loud. When the BS doesn't let me rest, I write the feeling down. Cause all the test life gave me in the world that tries to face me seem to be the things that make my height sky high, no ceilings.
No ceiling, so I levitate. Incline my mind to the pearly gate. Heaven waits with no boundaries. Collect bounties until you're straight. Them negatives, you can't keep it like a paper plate. Turn negatives into positives. See the picture made? Nervous shaking like Ali until you see you're great. Picture your fate. Believe in yourself like you do your faith. Cause life stay trying to knock it like a fist to face. I stay exploring, never dormant. I just create. Just cruising through the track like a tidal wave. I levitate, cause growing up, see what the title make? You gotta manage self to get to brighter days. Anxiety turns sobriety when writing on the page. And some will take a shot, but they pump and fake. See, life is a journey and be a bag of shake. So stay grounded in the world, cause it's full of hate.
Yeah, grounded and enlightened. Still alive, wild, but no faulty wiring. Move presidential with no fear of indictment. Only goal, truth be told, is to lead with the righteous. No Benny, but 100's what I keep it when speaking. I kill them with kindness, and my past was bad dreaming. A lack of discipline and bitter sin left folks cry, left me ready to die. Big suicide silence. That's not your typical waterworks. That's what leaves you stressed, like why don't the power and water work? Trying to reach that level for wifey, what her work? But she's a grinder holler too, I gotta learn from what I knew. See, the past can leave you trapped and sidelined, or it can be the step up to your greatest, that prime shine. DBL and the reason tried to teach you this whole time. You either grow past your old life or let it make you frightened. If you're hearing this, don't get trapped in nostalgia. Sometimes you gotta let it go. That's all.
Man.
DBL, y'all, nostalgia. Hey, Miss Ashhole. She says, I love this song. Made me feel something the first time I listened to it. Yeah, I was gonna say, for the brothers that said it was too soft, I don't understand the beat. That was a hard ass beat. Like Mr. Cool
Thank you,
said,
man.
he liked that beat. That was a hard ass beat. You could have did some gangster thug. You could have did anything to that beat and just and just put pain in it and have people feel it. You know what I'm saying? And you could have matched
Exactly.
the energy. Or they could nah, I don't know, man. You know, a lot of times when people do that, that just show they lack of versatility. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, cause man, you should be able to put on any beat, and I ain't say make a great song, but you should be able to vibe with a beat long enough, man, and come up with something. You know, come up with
Yeah.
something. That was a great ass. That
Thank
music
you.
was. Come on, man. Who the hell you send that to? And they told, yeah, don't send no more music to them.
Well, listen, I got no hate against nobody. If you don't feel something, sometimes you don't force it. Me, I will
Yeah.
put on a drum track and just rap over it, or even a metronome, because I'm just trying to train myself to really push that, you know. But I mean, like, at the same time, I have the mentality now where it's like, I'm not gonna force you to be on something you don't want to. And like, to me, it was like, this beat deserves justice. And actually, somebody who really encouraged me, I remember one of my friends, Will, he's also a huge engineer and creative producer who I work with out of Demaxian Recording in Rockville, Maryland. Shout out to Will Lopez. I remember one that I was just talking to him. I was like, man, I've got this song. It's got a third open verse. I don't know what to do. He's like, dude, just rap on it. Like, just don't keep messing around. Don't keep begging for people to be on it. Just go for it. I was like, you're absolutely right. Let's just get in and do this. And hit the studio, knocked it out, sent it out to the world. That's all she wrote. That's it, man.
And there you go. So you you do your own mastering? You master your own music, or do you have a team?
I have a team.
Okay, you have a team.
Yeah, mastering, I go to my buddy Jaro Music out of Space Age Sound in Frederick. Mixing, I go either to Dip at Too Hot Too Heavy in Martinsburg, West Virginia, or to my buddy Will in Rockville, Maryland, depending on what I'm doing. I have mixed and mastered my own projects and singles before, but like, I feel like sometimes it was getting me lost in producer world instead of songwriter and rapper world.
Okay.
And it's like, what do I want to do? Do I want to be the artist who does everything, or do I just want my final product to sound perfect? And you know, having a fresh pair of ears and a fresh perspective can really change it. Like, shout out to my manager Hayden. he's always the one to tell me, like, when I think a song's done, he's like, man, that was really slow. That's not going to catch anybody. Salute to you, Mr. Cool. But like, my whole thing is, it's just like, I would rather have, I like to invest in people. I want to have solid people around me, and I don't want them to let me just dog walk myself. Like, be honest with me, keep me fresh, but like, no man's an island. I feel like one of the beautiful things about hip hop as a culture is the fact that it's community oriented. And then, like, I noticed, when I got into doing it, that was around the time a lot of people just stayed in their bedrooms and they do everything. They'll mix the song, master it, record, do the videos, and that's great. I think that you need to know all that stuff to diversify your skill set. And you can't always rely on people, but it's like, sometimes it's like, man, I remember I used to rap under the name David Black, and that was a whole different rap name. And I put out this little EP called Nothing But the Elements. I made the beats, I mixed it, I mastered it. It was 8 tracks, and I had 12 other artists on it besides me, singers and rappers. And when I was done mixing it, I swear to you, dude, I was just like, I don't want to hear this ever again. And it was in the SoundCloud days, and it was like, it did pretty good for not doing much promotion. But I remember just being so tired, because I would get off work, mix, sleep for 2 hours, get up, drive in my car, do a car test. This needs to be boosted. Why is that sound off? Why is that fuzzy noise happening? Go back home, mix again, go to work, just do that. Did that for like a while, and like,
you can get caught up into it, and then and overthinking a lot of stuff. That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. So you mentioned that you would either go to either this person or another person to mix. You said depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
What did you mean by depending upon what you're doing? The
Well,
style,
so like,
of music.
yes and no. So my buddy Will, he and I do a lot of different stuff in the studio. Sometimes we'll plug in a guitar and I'll just, strum out a pattern and some chords. We'll get out the drum pad, program in studio, get the synths. But he is in a touring reggae band called Bumpin' Uglies, and has a lot of different clients because he's in the DC area. So I will go to him if I have more like solo stuff I have to do. If I have features or need a quicker turnaround, I'll go to Dip, because Dip will have my stuff mixed and ready to go before I leave the studio if I time it right. So it's like, Dip's also a legend. Like, he has done so much work in the area. He's produced for my boys Hell's Bell. Shout out to Hell's Bell. Shout out to JR and Camo. Psych Sick. I mean, he worked with Dread Eye before, rest in peace, Wiley Flew, before he passed away in my area. So like, he was like that guy. So I wanted to work with him forever. Will was just like a really good friend who is really, really good at this music stuff. Way better than I'll ever be. He will get stuff out of me I won't even think about. I see him as much of a producer as an engineer. So it's like, I like to keep a diverse, palette, because it's also like, you get into workflows with certain engineers, and it's like, that's great, but there's going to be one day I need something done and you can't get me on the docket. That's okay. Life gets in the way, but I need to be able to work with anybody. So
That's true. That's true.
that's all.
That's true. So your beat selection and your beat choices, like, do you make your own beats for every song, or how do you go about doing that when you're making your music? Does that process come first, or does the bars come first, or is it a situation where, well, shit, I write all the time and I got it, and now, what I'm saying, since I got those, I just go into just making music.
You're a little closer at the end there, because I do write all the time, whether it's a bar or a whole verse. I always have my phone open and a notebook with me, because sometimes you need that pen and pad feeling, not just typing it up. But like, the way my buddy IB Beaston, who is one of my podcast co-hosts on my podcast Beats, Bars, and Banners, said it, is I don't like to always cook my own food. I make a lot of my own beats, and I make a lot of beats for other artists. But if I hear a beat my producer friends have made, or a new producer hits me up and is like, yo, like, I want you to check out this pack, I'm gonna give them a chance, because like, yeah, I can stay home every day and cook like healthy, like pasta with the olive oil, not the butter, grilled chicken with vegetables. But sometimes you want a damn cheeseburger you didn't cook up, you know, like it's like, so why not like go for that, you know? It's just
Right.
like, so, you know, it's just is what it is. Like, I mean, it's like you can't help if you hear a beat and you're like, no, I need that. And at the same time, like, I work on beativity. I was just working in FL earlier, getting ready for a solo project I'm working on for next year. So I mean, it's like I'm
So
always
FL,
trying to work.
so that's FL. That's basically what you use. That's what you recorded. That's software that you use to record out of.
Yes, sir. I mean, I don't record out of it for vocals. That's what I make beats in. I mean,
You
that's a
just make the
lot.
beats in it. Okay, right.
Yeah, because I do demos and stuff in it too. And Prof. Remo Williams was right. Sometimes a beat from someone else can feel it came straight from your own brain.
Yeah,
Like,
you was correct the first time, Professor. That's what it stands for, Professor Remo. Yeah. Sometimes a beat from someone else can feel like it can't. That's true. You know what I'm saying? And I like the fact, like you said, you know, you want to be able to work with any and everybody. You know, like
Mhm.
you got this person when you know you need something maybe rush through, but you know it's still gonna have a professional feel. And then you got this person because you know, man, it might take a time process for me to get in, but I know when I get in, it's gonna be done right. And he got all these ideas, you know, and he just, you know, he influencing me and he coaching me through it, and he might have this quality that this one don't have. And then you never know. Shit, you might be in the city and you want to record something and you might meet a whole different type of producer or engineer. And you know, you got a vibe. You got to be able to snap in, got to be able to coast with. You can't be like, oh well, I got my own two producers back home and I can't rock with this, or I can't. Yeah. So most definitely, man, you gotta be on it, gotta be on it, gotta be on it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why this Spotify acting up on me, man. Uh I want to play this
The
Depression.
last of the living, only one who acts right. Yeah, last of my written. Put the pen
So
down.
that,
Last one
yeah,
committed,
Hold
the
on,
last one who's been around. Last of the driven.
hold on. But it's like a short, man. It ain't the whole song. I don't know what's going on.
oh, word. Okay, you want to know what it is? I'm gonna send you a link to it right now in our chat. So like what it is that song is called Last. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever done. It was produced by my buddy Jaro Music, who I made the last beat with, but he just made the beat, you know, without me, threw a snippet on Instagram, and I was like, I want that like yesterday.
Also,
And
that was a snippet.
so what it was is I released that song as a single in 24 and then re-released it on an EP in 25. And I also added a video to it on Spotify. So that probably messed up something with the algorithm. So I just sent you a fresh link. It should work, but Last is a very special song to me. So I really appreciate that you wanted to play that. It's kind of about like the rap journey and like not giving up on it. And I know, you know, no one wants to hear a rapper talk about rapping all the time, but sometimes as a rapper, you gotta rap about rap. That's how it goes. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Hold on, man. I got some begging kids. Hold on.
You're good, man. And if the Spotify doesn't work, I can send you the YouTube link too.
He beg. All right, he begging. He trying to get home. All right, son. I got you. Hold on. He might be pulling my chain, but I'm gonna send it to him.
That's how
Yeah,
it
he
goes.
good. Nah, he good. He trying to get up.
I heard someone, Marco was saying like your opinion, DMX and EB was my go-to up the East Coast. I mean, I named myself DBL based off DMX. DBL actually used to be the way I signed my emails as David Black, and it just kind of stuck. I named my label DBL Entertainment after that. But DMX was a big influence too, and you know, Biggie was huge for me too. The biggest on the East Coast, I mean, man, that's actually pretty solid. I would maybe say this is gonna be a little unpopular, would be DMX and J, because like DMX really reverted the game back to where it needed to be instead of getting too shiny suit. Back in the shiny suit era when you would get blinded by every Puffy video on MTV. And then, you know, I know Jay is another one that's not really popular to like, but it's like That man can rap his ass off, and he still is using hip hop as a medium to explore, his life as he's aged. Like 444 and his work on the J Electronica album, I would put it up there with In My Lifetime and The Blueprint. Um, Hearing that is really cool, especially in an era where we have artists like Andre 3000 talking about, like, I don't know what to rap about. I'm getting too old for this. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's kind of nice to hear that. Like, one of my favorite artists out of North Carolina was Fonte from Little Brother. And he had a cool little solo career. He still does, but he produced this album called No News is Good News. And he's talking about, man, like, keeping track of his health as he gets older and stuff. And it's like, I think if you have something to say, you should still want to say it. And so seeing Jay still go on, I think he's like one of my top two in the East Coast, along with DMX. For a newbie like me, what a producer do. Okay, so do you want me to break this down? Because I can get really technical.
He asked the question, and you're a producer, so go ahead.
So I mean, there's really, like, the word producer kind of has two meanings. There's like being an executive producer where you might not be hands-on, but you're guiding a project or a song to fruition. And then there's being a producer where you're a beat maker and maybe an engineer, and you do everything yourself. And those terms have kind of become interchangeable, but like,
Well, so the way, and I'm gonna even simplify it even more. So
go
the way
for it.
he's saying it, like with a producer, so with that executive producer, that'd be like a motherfucker that's making a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Executive producer, he putting the money into it, but he ain't directly involved in it. Versus an engineer producer or a studio producer, you know what I'm saying? When you come in, he's setting the cues, he on the board, you know what I'm saying? He giving you your cues, he giving you your direction. If you ain't
exactly.
hyping up, he pausing, stopping the track, telling you to come in. Look, I need you to do this, or say this clear, or don't say that, or leave that out, or maybe throw a little twang on this, or do that. Stop. You know what? What I want you to do is, because I see you can't catch your breath, I don't even want
Mhm,
you to rap it straight out. You know what I'm saying? Come on up out of here. Let me do this real quick. Mix some, play with your vocals, tell you to go back in, and then,
mhm.
and cut the track, loop it, and double it up. Because now everything is on the keyboard. So when I say cut the track and loop it, you can just click and drag and just bring it back,
Mhm.
and then have him, which is the artist DBL, go in the studio and just punch in and then layer it and start it and slide it over to where it's on track and on beat, because it's because it's computers now. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a simpler way, because
No, I couldn't have explained it better myself. That was perfect. I mean,
Mm,
because like when I talk about my dude Will, he does it all. Like, he will build a beat with me, and he will engineer the track and like adjust the vocals, get my layers right. But he also is like I have this one unreleased track that I sing on the hook, and he had me do a layer in falsetto, and I didn't go into the studio expecting to do that day. I recorded the initial scratch track, like the beginnings of it, and he was just like, "This could sound really cool. I could do this." I'm like, "Nah, I got one better. Plug me in." Layered it, mixed it. We got us a good hook. Um, Professor Remo's back. That's the essence of hip hop music. The lyrical prowess and precision is what you're showcasing. A rap about rap is par for the course. It is. It very much is. I mean, but like, what I also try to do is be like, no, like, I want you to hear stuff that you can relate to beyond that, because it's like, I don't just listen to Ludacris for, Move Bitch. I listen to him for Runaway Love. I don't just listen to Biggie for Hypnotize. I listen to him for Suicidal Thoughts. I don't just listen to Pac for I Get Around. I listen to him for Baby Don't Cry Part 2 with Outlaws. Like, it's like,
mhm, mhm.
you like, if you really want to be as developed as an MC and even a lyricist beyond just being a rapper, like, drawing from all these different pools and inspirations is important. And that's how it is.
Facts,
That's all.
facts. So, man, um, if you can make a song
Mhm.
with three people, you got three people. I'm gonna give you three people: dead, alive, past, present, friend, homie. somebody we ain't never heard about, whoever. If you could make a song with 3 people, who would those 3 people be?
That's a heavy one, my dude. All right. Well, I'll pick 2 rappers and a singer. So, vocal wise, for the singer, I would really want to work with. I would probably say. My
Take your
first answer
time.
was going to be my first answer for a singer was actually going to be Janelle Monáe because I think she can really have some surprising ideas in her work, and I love who she stands for as an artist. Rapper wise, I would definitely want to work with a live Schoolboy Q, and then I'm gonna cheat here and mention 2 rappers who have passed on. One of them was a local rapper I looked up to named Wiley Flew. He was part of a duo called Dread Eye, and he unfortunately died in an act of gun violence back at the end of the last decade. Very sudden, very terrible. I looked up to him. He put me on to some great opportunities and recognized that I had heart in it, but also guided me to like keep going. And his partner in the rap game, Super Row, um, he still makes music, still puts me on the shows. I obviously want to get a record in with him, but it's just like there was something different and special about Wiley. But on a bigger level, man, I'll be honest, it's kind of a white bread answer, but Biggie. I like just being able to watch him work in the studio would probably teach me so much. I mean, like I've heard so many stories about like the way he recorded and how he was willing to get on anybody's record, and they're still finding like old records of his from random rappers in like New York because like they just give him a paper bag of cash and he'd go for it. And like I really was thinking about his legacy the other day, and I think he would have gone on to like do some amazing stuff with his group with Jay-Z and the Commission, but also like hopefully have moved away from Diddy, especially given recent things that have come to light. But also I think he would have like I don't know, really have become like a stalwart of the game. I think what would have been amazing, and it's one of those what ifs, if like him and Pac had survived the 90s and they did a versus during COVID, that would have been so stupidly insane. I mean, like that would be my pick. Janelle Monáe, Schoolboy Q, and then either Biggie or Wiley Flew.
Okay, so now you said Janelle Monáe.
Mhm,
Matter of fact, we're gonna let you keep all 4 of them. Janelle Monáe,
mhm.
Biggie, Schoolboy Q, and Wiley, right? So
Yes, sir.
now each one of them. Okay, so those your picks, right? Now,
Mhm.
what type of song would you make with each one of those individual, and why would you make that type of song with them? Now, mind you, these are your projects. You can go your way, you can go in their direction, but whatever direction, why would you? What type of song would you make, and why would you go in that direction?
Honestly, it would probably be stuff that sounded similar to Nostalgia, the song you just played, but also
For which artist? For everyone or just which one? Which one? Nah,
I
because
think
all
I
of
think
them.
I think now that I think about that, Wiley I would want to have gone on Nostalgia because he had this song with Dread I called Listen to the Wind Blow that had like this acoustic guitar and this beautiful little synth line that I think had a similar vibe. Schoolboy Q and Biggie, I would want on a really hype song. Like Q has this one song with Absol called Drugs with Hoes 2. I would want some weird psychedelic but upbeat stuff for him and Wiley. Janelle Monáe, I would just do something really jazzy. It could be us just rapping over a bass line with a couple piano chords, but like I want to hear her get really like creative, you know? And
Mm.
it's just like I think doing those 3 songs, I'm not saying I would want to retire after that, but I'd be pretty damn happy for the rest of the year, honestly.
Off of Janelle Monáe, huh? You'll be pretty happy.
I mean, listen, I think we all saw what she had going on in her last project, and that I think put anything to rest from those years of pinstripe suits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey man, so you sent me this last in the back. Okay, let's see if we can get to this last, man. Let's check it out. So you say, so the name of the song is Last, and give us a little brief history about it.
Yeah. So like I said, that was also produced by my buddy Jaro Music, who I built the beat for Nostalgia with. He always will throw up little snippets on Instagram, and there'll be moments where like I'll be like, yo, I want that beat. And he's like, I'm sorry, man, I already sold it, because he's that in high demand. So as soon as this beat hit the gram, I messaged him like that and was like, nope, I don't care. Don't care who you sold it to. I want that. And he was like, you got it. And I was like, perfect. And at the time I was working with my buddy Will, I mentioned a lot, and Will was really pushing me to record in different ways, reconsider how my songs were hitting. And I remember like I sat down and turned on the beat and I just started thinking about it, and I was just like, I'm getting older. I just turned 33 on Thursday or Wednesday. And rap has always been seen as a young man's game that's kind of changing in a way, but like I just remember like I would look at some of my rap friends, I have some who've passed on. I have some who still do this like me. I have some who got out of doing it and they're living very successful lives in their own way. Like one of my buddies, Excess, who I used to mentor out of my hometown, Shepherdstown, he's married now, has a beautiful family, a great job, house to himself. And like, he still sees me do my rap thing and is proud that I didn't give up. But sometimes you just sit back and you're like, huh, am I picking the right direction? So,
Yeah. My moderator says, man, he said, thanks, brother, for answering my questions. Big ups to you.
Hey, shout out to you, Marco. Thank you for, asking these questions.
Professor Remo says, do you freestyle for practice or are you a straight writer?
Oh, I do both. I feel like you have to do both.
Hold on, before you answer that, do me a favor. I just gave you a wrench. Drop that same link in this chat so I can pull it up. It'll be easier that way.
Okay, you want that in the private chat?
No, send it in this chat so I can pull it up.
Oh, I got you.
You
right.
put it in the yeah.
I got you right now.
Miss Ashhole says, life is what you make it. There's no right path. That's true.
Ash is absolutely right. I mean, shout out to Ash. I mean, she's one of my favorite people I see at shows, her and her husband, Randy. And like, they love the scene and have kept this scene like going. They've bought my CDs when I've had terrible shows. And like, I have this one song called Dilla Days. I always try to dedicate to them. I actually am collaborating with an artist they suggested I collaborate with, and they might hear that sooner rather than later. I'm not revealing any secrets right now, but that's coming soon. But when it comes to the freestyling and writing thing, man, I've always done both. I mean, I feel like freestyling is how you really can develop your own flow, but I write constantly. I mean, I have my notepad open on my phone all the time. And to be honest, I think I've forgotten the best parts I've ever spat because I didn't write them down in time. Because there's moments I'll think of something and be like, man, I'll remember that later. And then like later comes around and I'm like, oh no, what was I going to say?
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that, man. So it's like, I like to do both because it's also like, sometimes maybe you book a session and you had to rush in to do it because something came up. Well, I still need to go in and do this session. So if I got to write in the booth, I'll write in the booth. And then Lord knows, like when you're a rapper, wherever you go, the first thing they do is like, yo, man, spit something right now. And sometimes you're like, all right, let's do it. I will say freestyling has gotten me into some weird situations though. I'll elaborate on that later. But like,
he says some weird.
Man, let me tell you, I had this one time I did a battle in the first round freestyle session. I picked MF Doom's accordion, and my opponent drew that out of the hat of beats. You want to know what I drew, man?
What you draw?
Leonard Skinner's
Ooh.
Freebird. And I had to rap over the intro of Freebird for 30 seconds. I was sweating bullets. I made it happen. But man, that was a weird moment. But that's the thing. You gotta be ready. Just ready to throw down and show what you got. That's it.
All right, man. Let's get into this last. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
The last of the living, only one who acts right. Last of my writtens, should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's been around. Last of the driven, sometimes it feels like I'm the last of the living, only one who acts right. Should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's still around. Legacy's a funny thing, makes the past, present, future tense up your heartstrings. Now organized items need rearranging. The mind's eye itches, you start blinking. Almost 10 years in this unforgiving game, with not too much to show, just my own lane. Hand carved with love, hand built bottom up, but not so rare anymore. My thoughts go to calling bluffs. Overly dedicated from overly medicated, masking pain that pushed my pen to places that border sacred. Now I'm sober in smoke-filled living rooms and basements. Pop says I'm almost 30, kinda hurts but I don't blame him. True. Family and friends settling down, children growing up. Yeah. So every day I wake up and pour from an empty cup. Miracle worker, but it's nothing divine. Just wanna create, making things from lost time. Last of the driven, sometimes it feels like I'm the last of the living, only one who acts right. Yeah. Last of my writtens, should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's been around. Last of the driven, sometimes it feels like I'm the last of the living, only one who acts right. Should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's still around. Yeah, I hope one day to turn into something positive. Cause my biggest critic that's acidic, my negatives. And every time I decide to let my pen scroll, I swear to God it's the last time I write a damn song. That's what I tell myself, cause I don't trust myself. I try to hush myself, call it fake news to trump myself. On the hunt for myself, I search for no one else. Just hope the beat talks back on late nights writing tracks. Told myself I'd retire, but I feel complete. With a pen in my hand, I'm everything but the kitchen sink. Wanted to master the plan, not just draft a blueprint. So I write with blue ink and think of what my words meant. Then versus now, broke dreams versus cash cows. The journey took me to places I wouldn't reach anyhow. Drunk tanks, new cities, and everything in between. Damn near seen it all, chasing these rap dreams. Damn near seen it all, chasing these rap dreams.
Yes, sir.
Damn, yes, seen it all, chasing these rap dreams, man. Oh yeah, I like that. That was smooth, man.
Thank you, man.
That was smooth. She said, "I can't imagine rapping over Freebird." Yeah, that was real smooth, man. That was real smooth, real mellow. You know what I'm saying? Real chill, laid back vibe. I like, and I can see the jazz influence and a lot of the music that you know what I'm saying, rap over, man. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. I can see that. I see it. I see it. Miss Asshole says, "Oh no, that's you." Miss Asshole, she said, "I think this is one of my favorite beats you ever used, to be honest."
I appreciate that. I mean, it's part of this EP called Depression, Speak No Evil. All the beats are by the same producer, Jaro, and he and I have worked together since, I think he made a beat on my first project, rap project ever, in 2013. He's DJ'd at my shows, recorded me, mixed me. You know, he's just the vibe. I just accepted a wedding invitation from him tonight. You know, like that's my dog.
Right. Okay. Getting married and stuff. Invite you. What you gonna play at the wedding?
I might have to do a little something, man. You never know.
I might have to do a little something. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Mount Rushmore of rap. Give me your Mount Rushmore, and I'll give you a reserve.
Okay. So I have like a fifth person in case something.
Yeah. I'll let you go on the fifth person. You know, if you got two, I'll let you. But you know what I'm saying. But give me your Mount Rushmore, and I'll let you have a reserve.
All right. In no particular order. Scarface.
On my rap, man. Okay.
Um, Lil Wayne,
Okay, I'm fucking with you
and
already.
I would have to say Tech Nine, and then for my reserve, last but not least, I would have to say probably Biggie.
Oh man, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah. You got it. You got it. So Biggie, Scarface, Wayne is in my Mount Rushmore, and I threw LL Cool J on there. You know what I'm saying for his influence.
that's a good choice. That's a good
You know,
choice. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
rappers wouldn't be here without what Cool J did.
yeah. You
His
know what I'm
new
saying.
album was crazy. Oh my
I didn't
god!
even hear
Like
the new album. I didn't even hear it. I didn't even hear it. I got to go listen to it. I got to go
it's
listen
good,
to it.
man. It's
He
good.
did his
If I if
thing. He did his
oh he
thing.
did his thing, brother. If
Okay,
I'm rapping that way into my 50s, I'll be a happy man. But
okay. He did his thing.
yeah, I
He
always
did
throw
his thing.
Scarface up there because Scarface was a big influence of Tupac, and I mean, Too Short, like that man survived every era and got respect in every part of this country. You know, obviously he holds down the Bay, but he was damn near on every other East Coast rapper's record in the 90s. And then he went to Atlanta and, you know, Blow the Whistle came out. And then Wayne, I mean, I've always said Wayne is the closest thing Michael Jackson ever had, we ever had to a Michael Jackson of hip hop because, like, he really was a child star when he came up with the Hot Boys. And, like,
Mhm.
then he became the biggest thing in the universe. And
Yeah, he did. He did.
he really did. And I mean, Biggie, I mean, who isn't influenced by Biggie? I mean, everybody from T.I. to Future is influenced by Biggie. So, I mean, it's like, if you leave him off, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, everybody. Well, I'm surprised. You know, some people would have put Pac up there. Yeah, I just wasn't
Mhm.
really a big Pac fan. Don't get me wrong. All Eyes on Me, that double CD, that was one of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Double CDs or albums ever. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. But
Absolutely.
I just overall, I just wasn't a big Pac fan. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't a big Pac fan.
I like Pac a lot. I think I would have really liked to see what he'd done as Machiavelli more. But like,
Now Machiavelli different. I fucks with
yeah,
Machiavelli.
yeah, exactly. I wish we had gotten like the second 7 Day Theory or something. Because like he was gonna try to form Death Row East and get away from Suge, and like who knows what would have happened. But like why I included Face is because like, you know, without Face Mob, we wouldn't have Pac because that was one of his favorites. And it's like, you know, that's pretty insane because you always have the big goats, but like you really got to give credit to the ones who influenced them because without them, like it's like trying to make coffee without water, you know. It's just
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
still get the same effect. It won't be as good. That's all.
Yeah, and then you know Scarface with the Ghetto Boys. That was an iconic group with Willie D and Bushwick Bill. And then you know
Yeah.
when Bushwick left, they got Big Mike. That was man. And today, to this day, man, Face, man, that smile that he did with
Smile.
Pac.
Oh,
Oh
oh my
man,
God. I saw
smile.
I saw him on his farewell tour in Harrisburg back in 22.
Hmm.
That was unbelievable because like he really showed me what it means to be a performer. Of course, he did all of his stuff from the Ghetto Boys onward, but he would actually do like Pac's and Nas and Jay's verses on his songs. And it's just like that to me is cool because I think like one of the big issues with doing features is like now you got to do someone else's verse, but he did that. He did it flawlessly. He executed it
Yeah,
so well, and it's like, you know, that to me is a lost art sometimes in music in general is performing well. So like to see him still doing that, and that was before his Tiny Desk concert that came out last year. It was just
yeah,
like,
that Tiny Desk was
man,
dope too. Yeah, yeah.
oh my
See,
gosh.
I tell you know, I try to tell a lot of people, man. I tell a lot of artists, man, that y'all think that it's just about going in there and rapping. You know, that's hard. You know, listen, like when they be on stage, man, and you think, man, listen, I'm finna tell y'all something right now, man. Yeah, the young guys might can do it, but as they get older, I'm telling y'all, they not smoking like how y'all think they smoking. It take a lot to get up on stage and move around and perform. I'm telling y'all it do.
Mhm.
Trust me, especially with them lights on you, you can get sick. You can start feeling dizzy. It depending upon Well, we talking about mainstream artists, so they on a bigger stage. Them lights, you can get dizzy, like you can get blinded, you can make the wrong
Mhm.
step. Then the energy they got to get to the crowd. Like this ain't out. Sometimes you can get out there, feel a crowd, and snap into it. And sometimes it don't work like that. You got to really know
Oh
what
yeah,
you're doing when you out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a job for real. You got to
absolutely.
stay in
It
shape.
it is a job.
You got to stay
Yes.
in shape. Man, I'm telling y'all, man. Listen, all that smoking weed and getting high that y'all think I ain't saying they don't, but that shit get cut to a minimum when it's showtime. I guarantee you that. Now, some people
Yeah,
can do it, but everybody ain't doing it like that.
you gotta be focused because that stage is different, man. I mean, Ash actually caught me at this show. Everything seemed to be going good, and I stayed on kicked by the lights, and I started choking on stage, and I had to keep going and get my set done. And I was not happy. It was not one of my best sets, but like I got the job done. But like I'm actually getting ready to go on a mini tour in July, and like I've actually been like starting to eat better, cut back on the smoking and drinking, and just like starting to exercise a little more because I'm just like I gotta do 3 shows in 3 states in 3 days, so I need to be on my A game. I gotta entertain the people.
Right.
Um, Pac made you feel his songs, the emotional context and vulnerability of his music was unheard of at the time, and that's I
I
think it's
agree.
unheard of at times, man. I think it's
Yeah,
unheard
I
of in these
agree.
times too.
I agree. I just wasn't a Pac fan. I don't give a hell how good you make it sound, Remo. I just wasn't a Pac. Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying I don't like him, but I just wasn't a big Pac fan.
Mm,
You say you going on a tour, man, a little small tour. Promote that tour, man. Where you going? Where you gonna be
yeah,
at?
thank you. Well, it's going from July 11th through 13th. So July 11th, I will be in Columbus, Ohio, playing this show with a bunch of different artists. It's there's Mumra, there's Fire Nation Flames, there's just an incredible amount of people. I've heard everything from like there's going to be like wrestling and stuff at this show and just all
Mm, mm,
kinds of
mm,
crazy stuff.
mm, mm, mm.
Um that's taking place in Columbus, Ohio on July 11th. July 12th, I'm in York, Pennsylvania with Mike B, Gunsmoke, Nate Money, and a couple other artists that I performed with before. And we're doing the York, PA Medical Cannabis Fest. And then I end on July 13th in North Carolina, playing King Raz's Amerifest. It's going to be a lot of driving, but it's going to be so fun. I'm performing with artists I performed with before, some new faces. I'm just ready to take my show on the road and get ready. I'm probably going to pass out on the 14th when it's all done, but it's going to be really, really fun. And I'm just excited because, like, I haven't performed in Ohio in 10 years. I haven't performed in Pennsylvania since last year. Never performed in North Carolina. So I'm just excited to, shake hands, kiss babies, and just rock out and entertain the crowd, man.
So, do you remember the first time you ever performed? Where was it at, and how? What was that feeling like?
The first time I ever performed as a
Yeah.
rapper, I did a talent show
Mhm.
in my hometown. I was part of a rap group called LAF that stood for Loud as Fuck. And the week before the talent show, the group basically splits up, and it's just me and this other guy who went by Two Gauge at the time. And we each had a song to do. And we got on stage, and it was already a weird vibe. We stuck out like sore thumbs. There was a lot of folk and acoustic artists. And I was working on this song that was going to be on my first CD eventually called Tourniquet. We rocked out the song, but man, it was like such a mixed bag because I felt amazing to have performed my music originally, but the
Mhm.
judges did not give me a good reaction. But what I do remember is it was for a good cause because we were raising money for the son of the owners of the local music shop. He had been hurt really bad in a car accident, and they were doing a lot of physical therapy and just work on him to get him back. And what up, Killer Freezy 78? I see you. it was just like I felt like I was doing something right. Have a good night, Ash. It was good seeing you. But
Night, Ash.
it was draining
Don't
at
forget
the
to hit
same.
that like button, Ash. It's a sub to the channel. I better see you subbing to the channel, Ash. Sub up to the channel. Don't have me come stop. Nah, I'll just play. Yeah, but don't forget. Hey, matter of fact, everybody that's in the building tonight, man, do your boy a favor, man. Hit that like button, man. It don't cost nothing to hit that
Like the
like button.
video, man. Thumb up the video, man. Like the
Thumb it
video,
up.
man. Thumb up the video, man.
Like he said, man, it don't cost nothing to hit the like button. It don't cost nothing to share the screen, and it don't cost nothing to subscribe to the channel. Man, we got DBL in the building tonight, man, on Bearded Studios, man. Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. Good vibes only, man. We playing good music, having good vibes, you know. Hey, for everybody that's just coming in the building, man, DBL is in the building on Bearded Studios tonight, man. So back to this tour. So you said Ohio, you said Pennsylvania, and what was the last stop? North Carolina?
North Carolina. Yes, sir.
North Carolina. Oh man, yeah, that's a lot of driving, brother. So how did you? Oh no. Okay, so no, I'll get to that. Wait, hold on. Pause that. Now you said the talent show. You said the judge wasn't receptive to what y'all had going on.
No,
So, did that discourage you? I mean, how did that make you feel? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because this is your first time. Like,
it was. Well, they weren't receptive to what they were doing, but they did give us props and celebrate the fact that we were creating and putting our music out there and performing. And that to me was all I was asking for. I don't care if you think I'm the best. I don't care if you think I'm the worst. I care that you recognize that I did something and created something. You know, I put
okay,
my musical baby into the world. And it's like, I felt like if I could get through a crowd and an environment that wasn't receptive, imagine how I could flourish in a crowd environment that was. Because like my next show, I opened up for a bunch of pop punk and hardcore bands. And like, that was a few weeks later. And it just was like, you know, it took me a while to find the hip hop crowd in my area. And once that happened, it was great. But it also taught me I still had a lot of work to do. So I would sometimes, to this day, I'll still go to shows of local artists to support, and I'll study, you know, what the crowd reacts to, or like even if I go to a bigger show, like if I go to see Kendrick or Kanye or Wu-Tang, I'm like, what can I do to make my act elevate? Like, what's going to jump out to people? What's going to get them to rock? How can I get them eating out the palm of my hand? So it's like, you know, I've had a lot of crazy moments on stages, you know, CDs skipping, flash drives not working, equipment malfunctions, people dropping out the day before, venue changes.
yeah.
Like flexibility is the name of the game, and you gotta just keep going for it and just learn from your mistakes. And I mean, that's the thing I tell the artists is like, you know, I've had, you know, artists I've worked with who are just like, man, that sucked. I never want to do this again. I'm like, okay, are you disappointed that that happened? Or are you disappointed that you realize it's the beginning of the path? And it's like,
Yeah.
if you really want something in life, you got to keep going through the mishaps. So why not go for it?
That's right.
Embrace failure, embrace mistakes, and earn your lumps, chick stick scars. Like, it's okay if you have a bad day, you can have a better one tomorrow. That's what really
Yeah.
matters.
So from that talent show, what was your next what would you say would be well, I don't want to say because after the talent show. So what was that big venue that after this talent show that put in your mind like, okay, you know what? This could be something that I can see myself doing. You know what I'm saying? The crowd is receptive. It ain't no judges. You just out there, you know what I'm saying, displaying your art and it's like it was received real well. So when was that moment for you performing or have you experienced that moment yet? Since you've
Oh,
been
I've actually experienced that moment once or twice. The first time in 2015, the late artist I mentioned, Wiley Flew of Dread Eye, I invited him out to a mixtape release show I threw for my own mixtape, and he couldn't make it. But a few weeks later, he was like, "Do you want to go open up for Cess Crew who used to be a duo signed to Tech-9 Strange Music. And first of all, I thought it was crazy he was getting acts like that out where we were, but I was also like, I mean, is the sky blue? And you know, just to have an artist like that coming through, I remember I had to sell tickets, which is common. And normally if I was doing shows far away, I would just take it as a loss. This was in my backyard. So I could sell tickets and I broke even. I was able to
Okay.
put that money in his hand. I showed up and a bunch of artists didn't show up. So I had to open up the show. And during my last 2 songs, my CDs started skipping because I was still burning music to CDs at that time for the DJs to play. So a few weeks before that, something similar had happened. So I knew what to do. I told the DJ to cut it. I'm going a cappella. I did my last 2 songs completely a cappella. And it was a growing experience because I hated that I had to open up the whole thing. And that was unfortunate, but it taught me I learned from my mistakes and keep going. But the biggest moment that really happened that showed me this is happening was last year. I played this conference called Launch Music Conference in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'd applied to be a performer and I didn't get the performance slot, but like the Tuesday before the headlining show on Saturday, I get a call from somebody. They're like, "Hey, we had this guy drop out and we really need a replacement. You've paid for all the like different advertising to get your merchandise placed at the conference. Do you want the slot?" I'm like, absolutely. And I was opening up for Echo, who he's a really big rising rock rapper. And you know, I was nervous. It was 2 days of attending a conference before I got to perform, and I'm going on. But I hit that stage. I rocked the hell out of it. I had gotten a bunch of people gone to the conference to come out to see me and get video. Audience interacted with me well. I had people coming up buying my merchandise. I sold more merch that day than I ever had. Tons of pictures, tons of videos. And I remember my buddy who I mentioned earlier, who, you know, he's gone and done the Family Man thing, commented on a picture. He was like, "Dude, I remember you playing like stages where maybe one person would show up. And look at you now." And it's like, you know what? Damn right. It might have been playing the long game, but I'm getting somewhere with this. And you know, not every show is like that. And I still have nights where I play to like small crowds. But like the point is you deliver the same performance when you get those opportunities as when you don't. You just gotta go rock it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Facts, man. That's facts. That's facts, man. Well, it seemed like you, excuse me, it seemed like you grinding, man, and
Trying
like
to, man.
like you say, man, you got a team, you got a manager, you know what I'm saying? You got engineers and producers on deck. You know your vision, man, and man, and again, you know, I like to give you flowers because you know you're taking the time out to learn other things inside of the craft besides just being an artist. I know sometimes, like you said, it can be hard, and you know, you try to separate your producer self from your artist self, and you know, you try to figure out which lane you want to take. You know what I'm saying? But still, in all, just to even want to get in that producer lane to make beats and learn how to tweak and learn how to mix your own music. That's not for everybody. That's not for the faint of heart. You know what I'm saying. Everybody not doing that. So you know what I'm saying. And then on top of that, you play the guitar, you play bass.
Mhm.
Everybody not doing that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying. And then putting it on a song and making it sound good. Everybody not doing that. You know what I'm saying. So big ups to you, man. And like I
Thank you,
say,
man.
look like you know where you're going. Look like you know what you want to do, man. I hope this tour is successful for you.
Thank you,
I
man.
hope you sell more merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Even more merchandise
That's
than
the
you did
goal,
before.
baby. Exactly.
Yeah. So how is the music scene like as far as venues down there where you at? Is it popular or is that the reason why you try to, travel and go outside of the state?
I think it's a mixed bag. We have certain venues out here. Shout out to Cafe 611. I've done a good amount of shows there. That's in Frederick, Maryland, which is 45 minutes from me. Um, and then there used to be a lot of series of small festivals. There was this really cool festival in my hometown called Bake Fest. I loved playing. We had this outdoor stage. It was so fun. But like we had this time where a bunch of venues shut down out of nowhere. And like I was like, that's kind of when I moved to New York because I'd already wanted to. I started visiting while I was in college and I had friends out there. And I was like, if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. But like, when I came back, it was a slow grind. Because I was working a lot. I used to perform open mic nights at this place called Guidehouse Grill. I would literally clock out, get on the mic, freestyle, clock back in, finish my shift. Um,
Grinding.
but then like after COVID, grinding, man, the long grind. But like after COVID, things kind of people I think realized they missed live music and there's been more opportunities. Um, my area, people still kind of look at hip hop with a sideways glance, but it's gotten a lot easier the older I've gotten. But then furthermore, like the reason why I enjoy going out and performing in other states and other venues, sometimes you just need a breath of fresh air and to get a change in perspective. Cause it's like not everybody in your area is going to be a fan. And sometimes I think you can get a crabs in a bucket mentality.
Yeah.
Where everyone's like, well, like one thing I've always told West Virginia artists is like, I'm really sick and tired of how everybody's like, I want to be the one to break out. I'm like, why does it have to be the one? I think we do better with a united front. And like an example, the Nostalgia song, the reason Bars was a big artist in my area, and I haven't worked with him until he moved to Florida 8 years ago. Is that change in perspective sometimes? But also, it's just like if I got an opportunity to travel with this music, I want to make it happen. Like because it's like you never know. Like your biggest fan could be in a town 200 miles from here, and they will make the effort to go see you. But it's also like, don't ever forget the people around you who support you. You gotta do it all. You gotta have a balance. But it's like where I'm at, it's just like it's different vibes, and I'm like, I want to go to where my vibe fits in. That's all.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Let's see if we can get into something else by you, man. Um, this passing weather.
Yeah, that's another song off of Depression. That's another like little bit of a jazzy feel. I think you'll like that one a lot. The chorus on it's really strong.
Let's see, man. Let's see. Let's see if we get into it. Let me see. We're gonna have to get you doing jazz, man.
Jazz with drill beats would be fun as hell. That sounds like some Lupe Fiasco shit, and I'd be so down for that.
So you'll be down for some Lupe?
Oh, absolutely.
With some jazz slash I don't know how that'll sound.
I think if you did it with Chicago drill and not like UK New York drill, it would sound really cool. I don't know, like, because I think like more modern drill is a little too fast for good, like that good sultry jazz tone. But I could be completely wrong. If I'm wrong, I'd love to discover it.
But the way I like the way you broke it down, because the UK drill, that New York drill, and Chicago drill is the three different types of drills, and I can see, I can see, yeah, I can see Chicago drill. I can actually see all genres, but I can see Chicago drill working the best. It depended upon the artist and who yeah. So I could see that. Now let me know if y'all can hear this, man, because I don't know if I'm doing something right. Can you hear this? Can y'all hear that?
Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah.
You can hear that?
100%.
Okay. All right, y'all. But that was you, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
your. All right, man. Let's get into this passing the weather. Before we get into it, tell us a little bit about it, and why did you name it Passing the Weather?
So Passing Weather. So I mean, it's on the same project as Last. It's by the same producer, Yarrow Music, and he actually sent me this beat since I bought the beat for Last as a little freebie, and I fell in love with it immediately. The beat's name was Fractured Jazz, ironically enough, and I just remember like when I started writing it, I was going through a lot of mental health stuff, and I think one thing I really acknowledged about it was like, yeah, I'm going through this, and yeah, it sucks, and yeah, I know it'll pass, but it's also okay to acknowledge that's happening. And so, song, I really just wanted to be like, look, like, to anybody out there listening, like, if you're going through some hardship, it's okay to admit that it sucks, but it's also okay to admit that it's passing. You just can't let yourself like drown in it, you know? And so it was just kind of me venting on the beat. That's the best way to
Okay.
put it.
Okay, man, and listen, y'all, just a reminder, man, y'all do know that June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes, sir.
So for all the brothers out there, man, listen, you know, that's something before I play the song. Just want to give a, you know what I'm saying, a little quick, you know what I'm saying, something to the brothers, man. The sisters as well. The young ladies, like I say, as well. Mental health is important. Spiritual health is important. Physical health is important. Economic health is important. Social health is important. Please go find the proper professional that suits your specific needs and get the help that you need to get. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. There's nothing wrong with going to counseling. If you
No,
feel some
sir.
type of way or you don't understand something, please second guess it and go get you some help. You know, in the state of Illinois, well, in the city of Chicago where I'm in, I don't know about any other states, but I do know that the largest mental health facility in our state is the prison system. There are no allocated, excuse me, structures where we have doctors that their primary mission is to study the DSM-5. Well, in the DSM-5, basically it's a classification of a bunch of different type of uh, mental, you know, what I'm saying, disabilities and illness that one can have. And that's something to also look at, you know, when you getting diagnosed or when they diagnosing your children. So that DSM-5, anybody can Google, look it up. You know, you can get the documents as well and study it and go over it yourself. And maybe you can assess yourself and maybe you be like, because listen, I didn't read some things, brother, and was like, well, damn, because you know how people say, man, you stressing. I'm like, I ain't stressing, I ain't shit wrong with me. I really think ain't nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
But then when you read the symptoms and the things that stress cause or that things that come from stress, and you be like, damn, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I encourage everybody out there, man, go seek help, go get the help, whether it's mental, spiritual, physical. You know what I'm saying, man? Please, please, please go get it. But let's get
Yes.
into go ahead.
Let's do it. I was
Let's
just
get
going to
into it.
comment on what you said, man.
Go ahead, bro.
Mental health, the root of it, you're right, is stress for almost every mental health disorder. So it's like, if you need help, please find help. We want you here on earth. We want you here happy. And, you know, I love that you point out Men's Mental Health Month. I've been going hard for this month because, you know, shout out to all the ladies out there. You know, everyone deserves to have help and be happy. But, you know, guys, like, don't be afraid to speak up. You're not alone. And it's okay to not be okay. And that's what the song's about.
Get it. Let's get it. Let's get into it. Passing the weather, y'all.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired, yeah. Yeah, sick and tired of being sick and tired. My depression whistles like Omar from The Wire. Shotgun blues, what it do, what it do. Don't need to change to be true. It's got my brain stuck like glue. Hot night to butter cuts through everything good that I do. Sunny days turn to overcast, even in Philly too. That's Mac D and the crew. Start a ride, start a coup. My brain cells in my brain stem want it to end, guess that's the root. Nothing is left up in my head, but lots of dread, oh hell. How can it be what worries me don't bring relief? Oh well. I really need security. What my brain thinks is in between the right choice and the pain stopping. There's a war in my cells. And I know it could get better. And I know it could be worse. I know it's just passing weather. But I know that it still hurts. uninspired but hardwired to minimize the barbed wire that separate the fake thoughts from replay tapes calling me liar. It's either think the real ain't real or just think I suck. The darkness can be repealed or your fame's corrupt. My mental health declined like a card at Christmas time, and I find that nothing seems to help me realign. I realize talking about will only do so much. What's up? Do you want to change or to keep feeling unlike your nuts? And I know it could get better. And I know it could be worse. I know it's just passing weather. But I know that it still hurts. Yeah, see, sometimes it really does hurt. But sometimes that's just part of what's going on. That's all. That's it.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that, man. I like that. What's the first song? Question, man. What's the first song you ever made? Do you have that song?
The first song I ever made. Yeah, I think I do actually. Man, it's been a long time, but the first song I ever made was a collab with this artist named Abel is Dead, and I rapped a verse on it and made the beat and put it out there. It was the first time I'd done something official. It was such a different vibe from what I do today, but it was like I was about to send it to you. Actually, it's on YouTube.
Just drop that link, and we gonna go get it, and we go check it out.
Man, it's also I love all the talks about Chicago being the home of jazz and blues. I've always loved the history of Chicago blues and everything. And I mean, what it is just a beautiful, rich history. And I think Chicago always deserved a lot more flowers than it's given. But yeah, man, I just sent you that link. It is
so. That's why on the show, bro. So what I do is, now put it in the chat. Put it in the regular chat. You ain't gotta put. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, put it in the regular chat. So what I'd like to do, every show, every time I go live, Monday through Thursday, bro. What I like to do is I like to, highlight and showcase, people from Chicago that was born in Chicago. Sometimes I'll put a building like projects in Chicago, or maybe a field house from a specific park in Chicago, or I'll put up some of the artwork that's all throughout Chicago. I try to post those things up, and I encourage people that we do have a rich history here in Chicago. We have a rich culture, and it's not all about, the drill scene or the drill culture that you get now, and that you may hear on the media, on the news, or that you may hear through word of mouth. For people traveling in and out of the city, it's not bad like how people might put it out there to be. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. Don't get me wrong, things happen, but shit happens everywhere. I'd have been in other places, bro, and I was ready to come back home.
Absolutely. I feel that completely. But yeah, if anyone wants to check it out, that's like my first official song, man.
No, we finna check it out now. We finna check it out. It's a whole video.
No, it's just a video enough. I threw together something in like Windows Movie Maker in like 2012 or 2013 or something, and put it out for the artist. But man, this is old. I haven't heard this in a minute.
Let's get to it, man. Let's see what it is, man. You the third artist who I asked if they had their very first song that had their first song. So, we want to hear it, brother. We want to hear it. Let's get to it, man. Come on with the buffering. On with the buffering.
It may sound pathetic, but try and
Yeah,
understand.
that's me in the photo,
someone
and that's my
else
friend
may
singing
feel.
and stuff and all that. Like, I chopped up his
Happiness
voice and
may be real
did the
for
beat,
you
but
and
it's so
yours,
different from what I do now,
but some
man.
people can't feel the joy of lore. I wish I was happy. I wish I was free. I wish I was happy. You don't want it for me. I wish I was happy. But not me. I wish I was happy. Not me. Not free. You won't let me be. I wish I could see what happiness brings. I wish I could feel freedom in me. I wish I was happy.
I think my verse kicks in right after this, man. This is an old song.
Want it for me.
Yeah, Bear in the building.
Not me, not free. You won't let me be.
Teardrops be pouring out, I got a vent. I know you don't wanna hear it from me, but I bet you'll let me vent after yelling at me. Give me a sec. Don't you wanna hear from me? Wait, please give a heck. I mean a fuck, or at least a damn. Don't you see me choking? Don't treat me like the sun the same. I'm not playing, I'm really not coping. I'm hurting and you're not, I need more than my life. Please, please me and let me go of my strife. I've been sitting here all night just trying to be alright, but this buzzing fan, these flies aren't helping my mental. So I made this instrumental, just to keep away from the darkness of a pencil, a piece of paper and a hanging rope. Let me be free before I go under. I really need to be eventually.
I wish I was happy. You don't want it for me. I wish I was happy. Not me, not free. You won't let me be. I wish I was happy. I wish I was happy. I wish I was happy. But not
Professor said it's been a while since he heard trip hop.
not
That's
I was
trip.
gonna ask, was he high?
let me
Man, this song is such a throwback for me. You know, he sent me the vocals without a beat, and he wanted me to guest on it, and so I like rearranged his vocals and built the instrumental around it. I wanted it to be very plodding and morose, and then, you know, that was like one of the first verses I ever recorded as a guest artist, and me and them had a falling out a few years ago over some personal stuff, but you know, I kept it on my channel, and it's just like It is so crazy to hear that song, my dude. I haven't listened to that song in such a long time, but I think what's cool having that record of how far you've come. But like, I actually enjoy trip hop. I love Portishead and stuff, but like, I think it's definitely not a sound that's really touched on. I don't know if I was trying to go for that kind of sound. I just wanted it to be like I was just trying to make like something that like was matching the tone of what was happening. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Now that last track though, when he was like the chopped and screwed, he see Professor Remo like everything chopped and screwed, but you know what I'm saying. This time, it that old, I don't want to say old, but not modern jazz, but that
mhm.
old funk, that beat, like yeah, it sounded almost kind of like a chopped and screw because it was so slow and it was drawn
Mhm.
out. It was a great, you know what I'm saying, and it gave that feeling, with the hook and the way he was rhyming on it. So I get it to him this time. Yeah, but he like
Yeah,
it could be a gospel song and Professor Remo gonna want it chopped and screwed, man. I don't know
I
what's
feel
up with
that.
him and chopped and screwed, man.
I
Everything
feel
can't
that.
be chopped and screwed. Hey,
Man,
R.I.P. DJ Screw though, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
rest in
ahead
peace,
to it.
Big Screw. Yeah, man.
Man.
I have a soft spot for Houston music too. I got into it because of ASAP Rocky, and he's from there. I just like went down a whole rabbit hole. But like,
No, ASAP ain't from Houston. Travis Scott from Houston. Ain't I thought ASAP was from New York.
he is from New York. But if you listen to his first tape, he was trying to do a lot of Houston sounds on it. He has like
Hmm.
a song called like "My Old Head" and like talks
Oh
about
yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
all that. And that's kind of what people said is he tried to fuse boom bap with like that chopped and screwed sound. And he obviously moved away from that, but it was really cool when he did it. And I think like I became really enamored with that sound when I first started rapping because it was like, well, it sounds familiar, but it sounds like it's from a whole nother planet, you know.
Mm.
But that's all. Man, it is so weird to hear that song. You have no idea. Like,
That's good, man, to bring back memories, man. So as far as a project, I know you do a lot of different songs, but as far as an actual project, a collective of maybe, what I'm saying, maybe 10 to 12 songs.
mhm.
Is that something that you're looking to do in the near future, or is that something that you're working on now, or that you are already working on? As far as like dropping an album or EP or something like that.
Well, as I mean, I have a couple EPs I'm working on, but as a matter of fact, my manager and I are going to be locking in to create a at least a 10 to 12 track album next year. Um, we're really trying to push the envelope and use all our resources and just really make the best, sounds and concepts we can. And I'm excited for it, but I'm a little nervous because I listen to Luther Vandross.
Man, I told he crazy, man. Nobody, come on, man. Luther, come
Come on,
on, man.
come on, you can't hear it now. Never too much,
I
never
knew you.
too.
I knew you was finna do that shit, and then I knew you was finna pick that song too. And that's the song I was thinking about chopping and screwing. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, that'd be kind of crazy, man. I could hear it now, but nah. I mean, we're going into album mode. It's like we're trying to do it right. We're going like straight from scratch. Doing a lot of writing together, enlisting my best producers, and like I've wanted to do something like this for a while. The closest I ever did is I released a 15-track mixtape in 2015 under my old name. And a few years ago, I released like all my other projects that are like full length have been like 7 to 8 tracks, but like that's coming soon. I'd expect it to be out by the end of next year. There's going to be a couple other smaller projects, collabs, solo songs, and features. Like, I mean, the vault is starting to stack up again, so I'm going to be releasing stuff like a lot more soon in the next few months. But like, I got to keep everybody fed and happy, but I want this to be a meal. Like, I want to create a definitive piece of work that people are going to
Mhm.
carry with them. And
Yeah,
we're actually starting sessions for it in a few weeks. So, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and we're going to make it happen.
yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Hard work and dedication, baby. Hard work and dedication, man, and get it done, man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So hey, we looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, that album when it come out, man. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely we gonna be in the building, man. Hey, y'all, we got DBL in the building, man. Let the people know, DBL, all your handles, where they can find you at, man. If they tuning in and if they just tuning in, or if they gonna tune in later, if they watch us tomorrow, let them know where can they find you, where your music at, and don't forget to shout out that tour you finna do.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram at all lowercase DBL that dude. I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/ all caps DBL304. You guys can see me commenting on my YouTube channel, and I'll leave a comment when the video is done so y'all can find me. I'm on all streaming platforms. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube, Bandcamp, Tidal, Apple Music under DBL, and getting ready to do this 3-run tour. We're starting in Columbus, Ohio, going down to North Carolina. I'll be talking about that this upcoming week on my Instagram, so tune in for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I got some new merch, so I hope to see you all while I'm on the road. If you're in near Columbus, Ohio, or York, PA, or down in Western North Carolina, please come out. If you don't come out for me, come out for all the dozens of other great artists you're going to see. It's
Yeah,
going to be
man.
a
I got
party.
a few people. I got a few people down in what you call it, Pennsylvania. I was actually supposed to be in North Carolina, man, for a football tournament for my son, but
Hmm,
it didn't happen like how I wanted it to happen. But you know, hey, what is this?
I get you.
What the hell is that? Yeah, my bad, y'all. But yeah, I was supposed to be in North Carolina, but that didn't happen. So we got a few people. What's going on, man? Yeah, but
Hell yeah.
we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We got a few people all over the place. So, you know, most definitely, man. Listen, if y'all in the building tonight, man, hey, make sure if y'all, hey, he gonna be in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Columbus, Ohio.
I'm sorry, Columbus. I knew it was something with a C. He gonna be in
Okay.
Columbus, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? July the 13th or the
July
12th?
11th.
July
So
11th.
July 11th, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
July 12th, York, PA. And
York,
July
Pennsylvania,
13th,
July 12th, and July 13th.
July 13th, I'm going to be at AmeriFest in North Carolina. I'm going to get y'all I'm going to send you all the Eventbrite in the chat.
Yeah, drop
Um,
that. Throw it in the chat, man. Throw everything in the chat, man. Yeah, throw everything in the chat, man. Hey, listen, y'all. He throwing it in the chat. Make sure y'all screenshot. Make sure y'all grab it. Make sure. Hey, listen, man. If we got any of the family in any one of these places, man, come July, man. Listen, make sure y'all go tune in and tap in to DBL. You know what I'm saying? And if not for him, listen, just go support the rest of the talent that's out there doing their thing, man. You know that's what we do. We always support. We always encourage, and we always like to look to help and lend the ear to everybody, man, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like Remo always say, art is subjective. You know what I'm saying? There's something out here for everybody, man. Listen, there go the Eventbrite right there on the screen. I'm gonna leave that up there on the screen. So listen, make sure y'all going in, man. Tap it in, man, and purchasing them tickets. You know what I'm saying? To go see our boy DBL. You know what I'm talking about? How much are the tickets?
right now for AmeriFest, tickets are $28.52, but they get you 2 days of music.
Oh, that's what's up, man. The 2852, 2 days of music, man. If you're gonna be in North Carolina, it ain't shit to do in North Carolina, so this fest might be popping. I'm telling you, man, it ain't shit to do in North Carolina. But hey, so when y'all get down there, this fest might be popping, man. For anybody that's traveling on that weekend of July 11th through the 13th, man. On the 13th, DBL will be in at the AmeriFest in North Carolina. So make sure y'all pop in and show up and show out for us. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
If you
sir.
can, if you can, man. And also, man, make sure y'all go follow the man on Instagram. Go hit him up on Facebook. And also, like he said, man, his music is streaming on all music streaming platforms, Apple, Spotify, on YouTube, man. What's your YouTube handle?
YouTube handle is I'm gonna post that in the chat right now, but my YouTube handle is officially let me double check. I think it's youtube.com/dbl304. Yeah,
Okay.
it's at all caps DBL304. I'm gonna throw that in the chat too. And Y'all check it out. I got a lyric video dropping tomorrow for Nostalgia if you guys want to break it all down. And like I'm always dropping new updates and stuff there. So I mean, you always find something entertaining. On that note though, my dude, I think I'm gonna have to peace out for tonight. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Listen, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to interview you, man, and let the people into the life of you, and letting us know what's going on with you, man. And also, I appreciate you, brother, for being in the hospital with your loved one. And like I said, condolences and for me and the family here on Bearded Studios, man. We want to send our thoughts, our prayers, our views, and meditations. And you know, what I'm saying we know everything gonna be all right. So you know, with that being said, man, hey, man, I appreciate you.
Likewise, brother. Thank you so much for having me. Shout out to Jay Davenport, Straight Savage, for connecting us, and the pleasure was all mine. If I make it up to Chicago, I'm gonna hit you up 100%.
Hey, man, hey, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. Most definitely make sure you do that, man. You enjoy the rest of your night, man. Peace and blessings to you, brother. And don't be a stranger, man. You know, you can come fall through anytime, man. Anytime we interviewing somebody or we playing music or whatever the case may be, you're more than welcome to come in. Also, before I let you up out of here, man, I like to ask everybody that I interview when I let them on, if it's okay, if I play your music on the show every Saturday. I do a stream from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. where I play all the artists that I interviewed on the channel, and any artists that want to come in, I play their music. So, you know, I got to get permission and ask, you know.
I would be absolutely honored, and feel free to play whatever you find on my Spotify or anything. And if you want any exclusives, let me know too, and I'll send them your way.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. So all I'm gonna do, I got your email. I'm gonna email you, man. So yeah, matter of fact, you can send those exclusives to my email.
Perfect, man.
Yeah, well, definitely, man, because I'm gonna play them. But man, good night to you, brother. Man, enjoy the rest of your night, man, and peace, man.
Likewise, brother. Thank you so much for having me. Y'all be
Yes, sir.
safe out there and have a good night and enjoy y'all's weekends.
Yes, hey, man, big ups to DBL for being in the building tonight with us, man. Hey, family. Hey, man, he was a gracious and most dope guest, man. One of the best guests I done had on here, man. So, you know, man, I appreciate this brother for hitting the panel tonight, man. With that being said, man, y'all know what it is, man. We done reached that time. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get up out of here. I guess got to go. So I guess we got to go. With that being said, man, y'all know what it is, man. If ain't nobody told you tonight that they love you, we love you here on Bearded Studios. And don't forget, man, all superheroes don't wear capes, but they still need their theme music. With that being said, man, I want to give a big shout out to my residential Dominican from the Dominican Republic, my boy, your boy, our boy, Cito boy, for taking us home, man. And we out, y'all.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a job. He won't even pay. Hard work and dedication. Ain't no judgment. We just having conversations. Ain't no need for front. Give you an opinion, and then you do what you want. But we gon' listen. Tell you what you need, not what you want. It's different on the side. Cook and kick and karate. Come and get high, cause everybody here is invited to the party. Y'all niggas smoke, cool, cause I know about Marley. Real OGs sit on the panel while waiting in the lobby. We go together, grow together. Fuck good, nigga, be better. I'm the body to preach, but I'm someone to teach. See, I've been there and I done it. This is motivation. Some of y'all might hate it.
Hard work and dedication. Can't nobody close it out like Cito, y'all.
You gotta go,
hey,
man.
Y'all know what it is, man. Same black time, same black channel. Talk black to me, y'all. If Roscoe was here, y'all know what he say, man. Hey, don't meet us here. Beat us here, y'all.
Niggas rather hear where the fuck you been or what it is you gon' be. See, real, no real. And this is not for the motherfucking fake. It ain't a radio station. And no one here hates. See, we give an opinion on what the fuck we heard. I can get annoying and probably get on your nerves, but you gon' be okay.
We here to brighten up your day.
From the first day of June to the last day man. Said I'm a nigga bearded. Now we having conversation. Real niggas do real things. Cause this is celebration. Yeah.
Hey, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Don't forget to check out those 5 melanated businesses: Lynn, Chicago Pizza, Dan Soul Food and Bakery, Cafe where grown folks play, Urban Lux Cafe, and the House of Health and Wellness, y'all. Hey, and big ups to DBL, man, in the building tonight, man, on Bearded Studios, man. We appreciate you for sliding through, my boy. Come back anytime. And y'all know what I like to say before we get up out of here every night, man. Hey, those that fuck with us, fuck with us. Those that don't, fuck with us anyway. And don't forget those 5 key components of life, y'all. That's love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. And don't forget to keep everybody in your thoughts, prayers, views, and meditation. And hey, last but not least, when we come together, may we always meet on a level. Once we in each other's presence, may we always be plumb. And when we leave each other's presence, may we always part on the square. Peace and blessings to the chat. Peace and blessings to the best moderators in the game. And peace and blessings to everybody out there in the Beardverse. Hey, till tomorrow, y'all. See ya.